Hello everyone. Welcome to whatever this track we're at. Japan. Welcome to Nagoya. We're here for round six. I hope round six. Round no, it's round five. Excuse me. And I'm joined by a bunch of people today. We got regional. We have regional. Say hi.
Hello.
We got it's Code Bacon's our European race winner, aka kind of our guest today.
Hello
Yo.
everyone.
And then we have, I do not understand his name, Bubble Schwartzlade Loa. And he's also in the booth today.
Yes, Equisitine Bubble Swinchlow. That's the name. Okay, qualifying starting.
Also, I'm sick, so these guys will most likely be talking for the whole stream. Unless I can live.
And Aquas is the first one to leave the pits real. In the Mean Grand Prix special livery. Pretty nice. Then let's see who is next. It's Enzo. In the Jim Johnson one-off for Green Racing. Then we have
and
a whole bunch of people.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you're using that scheme at a track that's going to be pack racing. That was smart of you.
yes,
Yes,
and
that's
ahead of
our
Enzo,
formula to win.
and ahead of Enzo is Wheels, who's also running a one-off livery, an American-inspired livery for MinGP, owned by Magnificent. And
And
Nicholas
behind,
had
it's
go
Milo
ahead.
Milo.
Yeah, Milo had a pretty good European race where he finished fifth, and he's also running a one-off livery. So a lot of one-off liveries this weekend.
Yeah, one-off liveries are really common here in Nagoya. You always see multiple of them being ran here at Nagoya.
As Enzo has pulled an overtake on Aquas for the lead of the pack.
Wow, what a move! He takes the.
Good racing in qualifying.
Great racing.
Yes,
Enzo
let's-
boy takes the
I'm not
lead
sure how that is gonna work
into
out.
the last corner, and Enzo boy
Enzo.
corner cuts.
Oh, what a overtake!
Okay, let's
Also
see.
Milo behind.
As
Alright.
What are they doing? Okay. Anyway, in this chaos, the lap times are starting now. Let's see who's gonna get the purple in the first sector. I believe it's gonna be Mark.
I will watch with
I
Kai.
think it's gonna be Jimmy Johnson.
Which one?
The guy I couldn't read his name. Bubble. That's what we're gonna call you.
Yeah,
Bubble,
no.
take it away on this.
Okay.
Bubble, take it away on this lap.
We'll watch with Kai on board as he is entering turn 6, the banker, the right turn before the long back straight. Brakes well, bit on the outside and has a late exit. Not the greatest. Mark now with a purple sector 1. He is probably the fastest on this entire track and will be the fastest this entire race. Kai now entering turn 7. Brakes a bit early, nearly corner cuts. Gets a decent exit as he makes his way to the tunnel.
Oh, Mark went a little wide. That might compromise his lap a little bit off the hairpin.
Let's see.
Shocking
Oh,
use
it
his
doesn't.
purple.
Still takes purple.
Purple.
And then
Ooh, very wide at the chicane, but he
Kai.
keeps it going.
Kai loses control and goes straight in, almost into the wall, and he's off track.
Lots of damage.
Enzo then, Enzo, he's going to the line. What will he set as? He will be the first one to cross. 130.2.
And he's on pole again.
Milo 30.1. Mionington 30.5. And Mark 29.5. Macho now with a 29.7, I think.
Comes JT, who's about to finish his lap. He's gonna go P6, probably corner cut it. Young is finishing his lap as well. Let's see what Young can do. He goes P5.
And here comes Yoto to
Yoto
the line.
to the
Where
line.
is he gonna place?
And he
Okay.
he
The
resets
sports
before the
drive
line.
before the line.
As we
My bad,
now have
my
Patrick
bad.
Yeet starting his
Exited
lap.
too late. My bad. Hit the escape button.
He reset it
0.2
too early.
seconds too early and has ruined his whole lap.
We have
If that
communication. We have communication from the Edsel Point Racing team. Looks like he was out of fuel.
So
Ah.
This
the
is a
typical-
Singapore moment.
the typical put water instead of oil into the engine and have water be your engine oil. And
Super
Kai's
fast,
working.
super fast GT is starting his lap. He is another Envision driver. Let's
How many
see
Vision
how
drivers are there?
negotiates his lap. 6, I think. So let's ride on board with GT and see what lap he'll set. He has a little bit of traffic ahead of him, so he might be impacted by it. Mark gets out of the way for GT. GT runs a little bit wide, but keeps it on the road. He's got Slick Bill Byron ahead of him. Hopefully he does not catch up to him and gets interfered. I'm not sure if Byron is on the lap or not. I do not think he is.
No, Bill is on his outlap at the moment, so if Super gets too close, he will move out of the way. Hopefully.
As Egor's
Ooh.
gonna catch again, so he's gonna despawn for a third time in this race. So in this qualifying.
That is the FRL 2020 version of Super Fast. GT is faster than you, as Bill Bryan lets him by.
Oh, as
Oh,
Super
GT
gets
hits a bump.
Super gets a bump as well, as he
Yeah, that's gonna compromise his lap. As Nyannington is improving.
We do know this is the porpoising track. There's been
gets
complaints
a
about
really
problems
clean
all-
sector 3 there in the end as well. Anyways,
Yeah,
and
indeed.
last corner going to the line. What position will he get? Will he get a 29 already? He gets
Nice.
a 30.0.
4-4. Yeah. Let's see. Both Aquarius and Yoto improving in the first set. Of course, they haven't set time yet. There's also Ben is improving also first and second setter from P7. So let's see where is he gonna place. As Enzo, I think it's an outlap. Enzo, we're gonna find out when he crosses the second sector line.
Mark on his hot lap. He is not
He
improving.
despawns. Yeah, he despawns. Let's see Ben to the
Ooh.
line. Mainton. He's gonna go to P3. Nice
As
time by
I was
20
looking at
9.8.
Kai. Kai went into the chicane. He almost corner cuts. He has done this again and will lose a lot of time there.
Here comes JC finishing
Yeah,
his lap.
Akos is on a outlap, so let's look at Yoto
Oh
now.
my god.
Yoto, can you actually finish a lap without exiting?
Will
the
he
lane?
not
Yes,
despawn this
P5.
time? Great lap from
Okay,
JG.
Guys, look, Yoto's making it to the finish line for the
Yoto
P5.
now to the line. Will he
has enough
despawn? He
fuel,
will
it
not.
goes P6.
P6.
Just runs out.
As I think Professor Bloxers, now in P11, will cross the line to improve his lap. Will he? He improves by a second. Goes to P10 and
had a
overtakes his teammate Slick Bill Bryan.
What a
Now
name.
as well on board on Slick Bill Bryan as he goes straight and misses the corner. Let's look
Brake
then.
failure.
As I
Let's
think
see.
Young
Young
is on
not
the lap.
improving the second setter. Let's look at Patrick. Of course, he's improving. He hasn't set time yet. Clean chicane also for him. So let's look at these two drivers. As Mark is not improving the first sector.
I think Mark's on outlap at the moment. He reset
Yeah.
it.
Machos also reset it. So let's see. Young first to the line. He's gonna stay in
Improve.
P9.
Young does
Let's
not
look at
improve.
Patrick now to the line. He goes to P10 just behind Young.
And I think Kai is on a lap at the
No,
moment.
he
Yes.
despawned.
Oh,
JC is
bro.
on the lap. He's in sector 1
Again,
right now.
not going well for Kai. Kai is now on his last shot for a lap. He
Yeah.
hasn't set a lap at all yet.
One shot qualifying.
One
GT.
shot. Wow.
GT going through sector 2. He's improving on his first sector. And he improve his position? That's the question. Takes the banking really nicely. Doesn't hit a bump, so that's fortunate for GT. Now going down the long back straightaway, going to the hairpin. Needs to keep it nice and clean if he wants to have a chance to improve through here.
Shoots it a
Runs
little bit
A little
deep.
bit wide. Yes, he does.
Then
Imagine proximity chat in this.
But it looked pretty clean, so see if he'll be improving. Yes,
oh,
does.
he gets the
hits
bump
a bump
again. But
Oh, Yoto is
will
back on
he?
track.
Will he now improve, or does that ruin his entire lap?
Think
Can
he
he get
will improve
on?
because
Goes wide.
oh wide. I think he will.
Oh,
improve a
and
little
goes
bit,
wide
but
there as well. I don't think he will improve much, or I don't think he will gain a position at all from this.
see,
He does
Mark
not.
Buffalo.
does.
He lost too much in that last sector.
Mark is improving.
He will still continue though.
Also,
will.
Ben improving
Yes.
from P3. Let's look at these two drivers. Mark is now gonna be crossing the line to maybe improve his sport time. Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
29.37.
Let's
Well,
look at Inter now, coming around the final corner, entering the oval, going to the line. Where is he gonna take P2 from Macho?
No.
No, he's gonna stay in P3, but nice time.
Let's look at JT is now entering sector 3. He is not improving in sector 2. Did improve in sector 1. Will he get leaves a lot of space on the apex there. Now for the final corner.
Checker flag.
Will he be able to grab that P4? He's Yoto goes purple.
Purple.
Yoto goes purple in
Oh.
sector 1.
Oh,
And Yoto
JTS
snatched
has
pole
one
away from Mark.
slams the wall. JTS
JTS
F1
is
must have been a
gone.
bump.
Can
Must have
Yoto
hit a
enter the top 5 with this?
Ain's improving both first and second sector now.
Ooh,
runs
that's a
wide.
really.
Sector,
I don't know how to feel about that corner
yeah,
there.
messy line by Yoto there. Let's look at Enzo now, pretty clean. Round the
GT
second to
improving
last
on all
corner.
tires.
This Enzo now on the oval, coming to the line. Where is he gonna place? He's now P8. He goes to P6.
P6.
We have a something's wrong with Bill Bryan. He's just off. And saying that he
Milo goes to
fails-
P4.
He does.
See,
Yoto still
Yoto.
improves.
guy to P5.
Yoto
Can
purple
Yoto
and
snatch
green.
pole? Can Yoto snatch pole for Mark?
Oh, he corner cuts.
Oh, he corner cut. No.
Oh.
And he goes wide. No, he
We are
does not.
also improving behind, I think.
Will he still
can
gain
Yoto
time
do?
though?
Patrick
What can
P10.
Yoto do? Let's see, coming to the line.
He
No,
only
it's
improves his
not
time.
likely.
Ooh, very unfortunate. Young to the line. He's gonna stay P11.
I think Yoto's lap could have been front row worthy.
I think he could have at least entered the top 5 here. Because there's not a large gap there. I think that corner cut costed him about 3 tenths. So unfortunate for him.
Pole.
What a qualifying here, as we did see Mark choke his win last week, and
Let's see the starting tires. Mediums
Let's
are
see.
ready. Popping up on the screen. Looks like
oh wait, no Mikey.
Yeah, looks like everyone is going to mediums again.
Of course it's the mediums. How about we see a wet tire start? Yes.
Young is not okay. Young is now on the grid.
Everyone
and
is on
two
the mediums.
Mediums here.
They go to
and-
the strategy.
And here we go. It's those blazing lights that we like to call the FRL lights and whatever, I don't know, go. Mark Anthony decided, what the heck was that start from Mr. Michi Globe? He decided that maybe I should go and see a building and maybe turn your attention to Myington, aka the Fast Snail, and Milo now right behind these 4 turtles. And someone has decided to end themselves.
Yeah, Kai is
I
wide.
think. Kai
was
is
down to
wide.
And
Well-
in the back, I think that's Slick Bill Bryan, who has gone
Mark
wide.
Corner cut.
Mark corner cuts. But
Goes
and
to
it's
P6.
Slick Bill Bryan already on
Oh.
a 4-second gap, as Professor
What
Bloxers is going fastest in sector 1.
It's a three-way battle for the lead now.
Enzo goes really wide.
And
Enzo
this
dropped
way
down
the
to
backstretch.
P5, now behind Mark. The 2 Envision drivers
Professor
getting back with the
Professor
slipstream.
Professor Bloxers is purple. Let's see if he can get the fastest lap of the race.
On the airpin.
Who will
Pretty
get
clean by
Brother,
everybody,
what
looks
was
like.
that?
Ooh, Patrick went terribly wide. And
Now
he's down
Professor
to
Bloxer
P12.
into sector 3?
Has purple
Super
sector 1.
super fast GT
The
takes
chicane,
fastest
pretty
sector
clean.
2.
Mark Anthony is about to retake the lead. And there
Mark
he goes.
Anthony now. Ooh, Super
Oh,
GT
GT
goes
goes
wide.
No, last
JTS,
corner.
JTS right behind now. This front 5 are, front 6 actually are kind of separating themselves.
Enzo gets the fastest lap and
At
the lead. in lap
30.9.
one.
If JT
And
catches up enough, they might already separate themselves from P8.
JT has caught up. Can he stay with the group?
Kai,
It's
after
a
having
really good battle for the lead.
Yoto, I think
And
he
JT
went wide again. He's now 9 tenths behind. It's not great. For, Super
and
GT,
Super fast
Super
GT.
GT goes on the inside and makes a corner cut, as he's now the last driver of this front pack. Kai actually now entering
Marco's
that
wide.
pack,
That's going
Oh
to
wow,
cost.
now they're 8 wide on the backstretch.
and now it's back to 8 drivers. Will Yoto be able to catch up and bring the rest of the drivers with him?
Now it takes
Everyone
three.
is in the sleep except for Beat Byron, who is chilling at the back.
And Aquos could also be in the battle for the lead. If
As JT was
got
the
this
fastest in
consistency
Sector
in-
1 this lap, no one looks to be improving in Sector 2. No
Oh, Aquos
new
corner cuts.
records.
He's gonna be out of the slipstream.
Nagoya
1.2 now.
1.0 now.
The group
barely
right in
hang
each
on.
other. Will anyone improve here in Sector 3? And who will take the
Aquos
fastest lap?
corner cuts again. He's surely gonna
Oh,
be
and he's out of
the slipstream
slipstream
now.
range,
He's out.
yes. JT, 29.3. Solid lap time from
Lap.
him. We might see an improvement later in this race after the pits, or maybe this lap even.
Maybe.
Unlikely, as everyone is close to each other and no one gets a massive boost from the last part. Now a four-way fight for P8, as they all of them want to get back into that front group. Still early in the race, so it's very important that they keep up with them now.
You do not want to make a corner cut if you're in the top 7. So your run for the win is over.
Oh wow,
As
Enzo just bounced. Like
he went wide. There's a
and we've
huge.
just been
Sorry, go ahead, Bacons. I apologize.
No, go ahead. As Leo says, Kent is 1-0 with England, so that's pretty.
Go!
I don't know how to feel about that because I really dislike both countries.
Yeah, very
but
on base.
we're going to continue.
On base, I'd rather see Canada win.
True.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
today-
we got
chicane. What?
Wow, Luigi.
Ooh, Macho! Macho loses a bit of time there.
And everyone goes wide. Remember, there's a nice
Super G
little fun fact. Go ahead.
Super GT keeping a good line, although he goes wide at the same corner every single lap so far. Now into turn 1, the long banked left hander of the oval. Turn 2, one of the trickiest corners, in my opinion. Mark Anthony take a massive sling into that second corner and is car length ahead.
As Mark and Milo go wide, going to lose some time. And Milo has dropped back to the last car in the leading group.
I don't
He needs to
think.
keep up
Oh,
this
so GT
consistency. Is
slightly wide also.
Ooh, Enzo!
Enzo goes
Enzo is
wide.
completely off. But like I was gonna say that I don't think the group from 8 all the way to P11 is gonna catch up anymore. They're too far behind, I think. Now nearly 2 seconds.
Will anyone make a corner cut here? Nope. JT and Enzo have fallen back a little bit, but if they keep up their consistency, they should be fine and should be able to stay in the slipstream.
Ooh, Enzo again. Corner cutting the chicane.
Enzo.
Someone
is
else
not...
decides to go wide.
Yeah, JTS and
Oh,
Enzo
GT
losing
goes
a lot of
wide.
time. Yeah. And this is helping Patrick hit Kai and the group from P8 because they're catching up 2 seconds now. Is the gap.
Who's gonna lead this lap? It looks like Macho's gonna lead at the line. So Macho having really good pace along with other cars in the group, being able to keep up with Mark Anthony. Really impressive. This GT breaks late and takes the lead. So right now it is an Envision 1-3. Mark's trying to make it an Envision 1-2 if he overtakes Mianington and Macho.
Turn 6
No.
now.
Ints again, very wide. Is he gonna keep it on the track this time? Yes. But him and JT are battling now for P6 and they are kind of separated from the main group. This from Super GT to Mark on the top 5 positions.
It's anyone's game right here, as it looks like Mjannington breaks the
Mark
latest.
Konekats.
Yes, he
Side
does.
of the hairpin.
Ooh. I don't think he loses too much time from that. He's only
Yes,
4
he's
tenths
very
behind
close.
P6, so it won't do too much. Especially with Mark's.
Oh,
Oh,
JT!
JT!
Oh,
Straight
JT!
on
JT's
wall.
into the wall!
Huge
Massive
That is
accident.
massive.
And
Massive
he
And
mistake.
he has dropped from the group.
That is-
Holy.
No, JT! He encounters the wall again.
Johto
Oh,
goes
Johto
into the wall.
Also in the wall.
What is happening in this back group here?
the power steering issues are back, ladies and gentlemen. Also in Nagoya.
Johto, of course, a love-hate relation with this track, as what happened in season 5 and season 4 will
Mark
still
Konekats
be
again.
remained.
Mark is not having the best consistency, as JT is now down in P8, P9, battling for P7. So if he wants to keep up with this, if he wants to get back in the fight, he's gonna have to pull off a major undercut and hope for the best.
Everyone on that
Also,
Oh,
different
Mile
line.
also losing a bit of ground to the top group, which is now the top 4, and Enzo takes the lead of the race.
Same with Mark Anthony. Looks like Enzo has found some consistency after making a few mistakes as GT
Super
goes on the
GT.
inside.
He as
He goes a
Enzo
little
gets
bit
the
wide.
best exit there. Enzo now first. Mark still slightly behind, 7 tenths at the moment. Will he be able to catch
Chicane
up?
clean by everybody this time round.
He needs to keep it clean and then hopefully gain on the main straight.
And I would like to say that JT's mistake is also crucial for the championship as he is battling for P2 with PT and I believe Milo. So this mistake is really not going to help him at all, and he's going to have his work cut out for him throughout the rest of the season in hope of P2 in the championship.
Yes, I think currently it will be Super GT at P2, and Mark will of course retain that P1 position. Looks like a tough battle for P7, as they of course want to get to that main group, which looks slightly impossible. They might have to go for an undercut to pull such a thing off, but they all need to do it at the same time. Everyone goes clean through turn 6. Milo is a little bit behind now as we enter the back straight.
Enzo not taking any slipstream. Pretty curious choice by him. See now to the airpin once again.
Super
Pretty
GT
clean
with
by
that
everybody, so
with
GT,
that
slightly wide.
steering in early every single time, as he dropped a lot of time from that. Now last is on the group.
See now once again to the chicane. Clean also this time round.
The chicane, of course, slightly easier.
Takes the lead, but he goes wide.
The chicane now slightly easier this season as the cars aren't as fast as they used to be, so it can be taken easier at a higher speed.
Lap 8 out of 26 now. The pit window for the medium runners, which is everyone, is now open. So if someone wants to do another cut, this is now the time to do so. As you saw in the last corner, the grip is starting to fade as everyone went a bit wide, and also Super GT does so in turn 2.
Especially turn 3 becomes hard to enter it, as most people start running wide on the outside of the track, with more as the tires get more worn. Now through turn 6, Milo still not completely. Enzo is off
wide.
track and now trades
Again.
positions with Milo. Enzo's
Yeah, go ahead.
Enzo really seems to struggle with that turn 6, as he has gone wide multiple times in this corner.
well,
And-
his name is Enzo.
Facts. As we enter the hairpin, no one makes any mistakes here. Everyone keeps it clean. Will we see anyone pit early? I don't think they will go alone here.
Oh, Enzo gonna get
Oh,
pushing
Enzo
it.
corner cut. It looks like
Ooh,
he's
he
gonna be out of the
saved it.
slipstream.
I don't think he loses too much. He's still
He gonna
in
get
a
big again.
second.
See,
Who is
is he gonna
seen?
pit this lap?
It's
Okay.
lucky that it's now the main straight. The main straight, of course, offers a lot of slipstream with
Oh.
also that turn 1 attached to it. Now
So it's gonna be
only
a lot
5
careful.
tenths he has to gain, and he will be back. Patrick Yee is the first to pit in this race from P11.
He pits alone, so he's not gonna have the slipstream on this lap. But we see how much he's gonna gain on those fresh hard tires.
Looks like Enzo is already getting into that queue now at the back. 7 tenths from the lead and 5 tenths from the back.
Just getting word from the England and France game. There's no penalty, so I'm wondering if the FIFA refs have turned into the National Football League refs because that was a clear penalty. Moving on, we got Mark Anthony, aka Anthony Mark.
Wait,
Enzo
wide
wide
again.
again. It's not great.
Wow,
Not
imagine
liking that
going,
corner.
imagine going wide. You should go to time trial where you can sharpen your skills and set the fastest lap at any track. Meanwhile, Mark Anthony.
Super GT made a mistake. He loses a few positions. Now gets in between Enzo and Milo. Enzo really clean as Myellington makes a mistake. I think he corner cut it as well. As he gets a really good launch and he slings himself into P4.
Enzo wide.
Enzo wide.
Mark is in.
Mark jukes. Milo is
he
in.
fakes
And
Milo.
Milo's in. Enzo's in the wall. Enzo's in the wall.
That goes in, so he slats the outside wall and it probably has some sort of damage.
Let's look
Okay,
at
920,
Milo.
So he's out of the battle.
Milo in the pit. Gets it right. The rest of the grid also in the pit behind him.
Oh, disappointing day for Enzo boy. He is out. Out, 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 out.
Enzo's hope is now that he can maybe get catching with someone like Milo if he pits, but looks unlikely, and he will probably fall into that last group of 8.
Enzo's gonna have to undercut.
Yeah, Enzo really has to just pit this lap if he wants to. As Slick Bill Bryan goes out of the pits, he is of course on the hard tires as well. Everyone who has pitted so far is on the hard tire compound. No one obviously going for that 2-stop. As the lead group is now only 4 drivers.
Yeah, Enzo, another mistake is down to 4 seconds. So, yeah, looks like it's gonna be with the group for P7 when he pits because that was around the captain.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Everyone
And he's wide
pits.
again.
And they all get in the pit cleanly. Both and fishing cars
Fish.
dive it in a little bit late.
Milo has gained a ton of time on this out trap. Let's see where he's gonna end up now as he goes around the final corner now.
Myellington misses his pit box slightly. As
He's
we
gonna
have
be
the
there.
first person coming over the line. I think that's Milo. It is. He will overtake the
Here
entire
he comes
group.
and he's ahead.
Superfast GT now second, Mark third, Myellington fourth, and Macho
Hold on,
fifth,
look
and then
at
Enzo.
Watch
Enzo
Enzo. He might be able to get into
Enzo will fall into that second group.
So
Yeah,
Enzo's
massive
race
mistakes
is
for Enzo there.
Enzo's race is not over. But Milo got a huge jump on everyone.
Yeah, also, Yoto gained a ton of time on the leading group. He's now down to 2.6 seconds. He was 5 seconds before the pits.
Will that second group now have enough people and a lot of speed to catch up to that front pack? It's of course important for them as the points really matter for a lot of these drivers. Milo will probably not stay in the lead alone for a long time, as I think both and fishing cars are getting closer to Milo. The pack of
Yeah, the group
4
He's
now
now
closing
very
in.
spread out.
As Superfast GT is in at 1.5 second slipstream range, now on 1.3 seconds, as Milo goes through the chicane. Everyone coming through it cleanly, I think. As both MinGP cars and Yoto and JT, as now Enzo as well, are all trying, as they don't have the best lines. I think Kai Kornikata there. They did gain about 5 tenths this lap, so they are gaining, but I don't think they're gaining at a fast enough pace at the moment. Superfast GT, Mark, Mjolnir, and Macho now have caught up to Milo. As Macho is 1 second behind. Has he made a mistake? He might have. Mjolnir also
No,
drops a little bit
actually,
of time.
the group is spread out at the moment, but in a few laps, I think they're gonna be compact like they were before the pits. So
Well, that
GTS,
isn't.
Yoto, and the group has, I think, around 2 laps to narrow that gap, or it's gonna be
That is
race
of
over
course
for
a
them.
probability, but most people have issues getting back with such a group after about 1.2 seconds of a gap. As we saw in Europe, what happened to Fro. He lost about 1.2 seconds and wasn't able to catch up to the pack anymore, even though he was in the slipstream range.
And this could be a good opportunity for Mark or GT to get the fastest lap of the races. Superfast GT goes slightly wide. That might compromise him. And it looks like Mark takes the lead. Will he get the fastest lap of the race?
Is green
Oh,
2
Milo goes
times,
wide.
but I don't see any purples on the board at the moment, so I don't
We'll
think he
see.
will get it. He does not.
No, he won't.
Only with someone with slipstream would be able to get it. Maybe Mjolnir, as he looks to be setting up a fastest lap attempt. Macho
Macho now is
is
down to
1.1.
Yeah.
Has to get a
And
good couple of
It is up
corners
to P6, but the corner cuts turn 2.
because Mjolnir has a large amount of slipstream. Macho now on 1.2.
Manton does have the slipstream, but the grip is lower than the first lap than before, and the first lap is at 29.3, so it is very difficult to get. We're gonna see now they are 4 wide to the straight. As Macho now is 1.4 seconds, so it is looking bad for him at the moment.
As the second group is now on a 3 second range of Macho. They are still catching slightly, as they have a way larger group with all of them in it. I think Macho is going to lose the slipstream as he's now 1.3 seconds behind. He has to try his best now. Oh, Macho has a great couple of corners, now only 1 second behind. Loses it on the exit though. 1.4. 1.5. Macho's out at 1.6.
Yeah, he's out.
Has he made a mistake?
And I think that was just lag before, because the visual gap was pretty much the same, but the gap on the leaderboard was kind of fluctuating, so there was lag, I think.
I think it's
Down
nearly
the
impossible for him to catch up now. Only if
Unless
someone of
Mark
the
makes
top
a corner cut.
4 corner cuts, I think he will be able to hang on and clinch to that top 4.
Yeah, 1.4 now, but still they're gonna have much more slipstream compared to him. As the
Milo
group
has
from
a really
P6
big bump.
is still 4 seconds behind.
It was 4.2
Is
last
now
lap. Enzo now leading that group as they enter the 3 second barrier. Will they be able to get the profit of their new tires and their larger group? Macho being lost from that group will also be very important, as they will get a slipstream hopefully and make even more gains on this leading group.
Yeah, Macho now 1.9 seconds to Milo. So it looks like race over for him at the current moment in time, as we're going to cross the line to begin lap 15.
Oh, Enzo!
What has happened to
Enzo,
Enzo?
massive mistake.
Enzo's now
He's
on the
dropped down.
back of his group.
I think he made a mistake off the final corner. So that's gonna drop him down to P10. Macho's trying to find every trace of slipstream to stay in the lead group as Mianyton goes wide. This could help Macho.
Yeah, it's still a bit of lag on the leaderboard, so we're gonna wait a moment before coding it.
Macho on 1.6 still.
1.3 says now.
Is it enough?
Yeah,
No.
1.6. So it's still out of the slipstream barely.
It's impressive that he's still being able to keep the gap at an equal amount, but I don't think he will be able to get back. He does not have the slight pace here. He really just has to hope that
Enzo is
one of
back to the lead of the chasing group.
he really just has to hope that one of them corner cuts, as the chasing group has lost nearly 6 tenths this lap, and it's probably all due to Enzo not being there, as Enzo is now third in the group.
The gap is now 1.3 between Milo and Macho Globe. So Macho Globe is barely hanging on to the slipstream.
1.5.
All Marco slightly wide.
I find it quite impressive that Macho is still being able to keep the distance between him and the front group at the same exact gap.
Yes,
No.
it is. It's now 1.3 still.
Pretty impressive from him.
Needs a couple more tenths, then he should be back in the pack.
I think the chase of
Oh,
the
Marco's slightly wide.
I think it's over for the chasing group as they keep losing more and more time. It's clear that the fastest few drivers are actually in the top 5, and they aren't quick enough to get back to this group.
And it looks like Macho is now 1.1, 1.1 second.
Yeah, he's getting back
And
on
it
his
looks like
own power.
Macho, he's back in the fight for the lead.
That's crazy that he was able to pull it off by himself. Just without slipstream at the beginning. He has lost slipstream a few times during the last few laps, and he's now massively back in the slipstream, almost 6 tenths clear of the border. Now it gets it. I think yes, he will get right back into this fight. He has
Definitely
shown
back into this fight.
a very quick pace, and Milo being slightly behind also helps him. He will get Milo going really slowly there. Yeah, Macho's right up in that fight. He will get a lot of slipstream down the main straight together with back straight together with Milo.
As Aquas has done a massive mistake and he's now down to P10 and 5 seconds behind GTS, Yoto and Enzo. So for now it's a three-way fight for P6.
As the Beasters quadra cars are fighting for that last point position, Slick Bill Bryan and Professor Bloxers changing positions every now and then. Slick Bill Bryan now on P12. As the fight for P6 is really just between Enzo and Yoto, and JT slightly behind it, and then there's a smaller gap to Patrick as well, who's out of his slipstream. So it looks like JT, Enzo, and Yoto have separated themselves, and it's not a chasing group anymore, but just a few drivers there. Two of them
GT
together.
slightly wide in turn 2.
It's probably the reason that they can't catch up anymore.
Macho is now looking to take the lead for Mark Anthony. He's moved up into second place after being 2 seconds out of the main slipstream. He takes the lead. Going into the banking, he gets a fantastic corner. He takes the lead from Mark Anthony. But let's see what Mark Anthony can do about it as he tries to fight back for the lead. Side by side going into the hairpin. Who's gonna break the latest? It looks like Super Fast GT breaks the latest as Macho goes a little bit wide.
Drops
Gonna fall
4
back to
positions.
P5.
So went a little wide, and it's kind of difficult to see how wide you are and getting back over that line, so you don't get slowed down anymore.
Is now Mianington is attacking Mark Anthony. He's 0.000 from him. He successfully clears Mark Anthony, but Mark Anthony is gonna try and fight back with that slipstream. Comes Milo and Super Fast GT. Coming right back as the top 5 are separated by a tenth of a second, which is quite incredible considering we're this far in the race. This Mark slightly drops back, but he's looking to climb back to P1. Is Mianington slightly goes wide, so does Super Fast GT. They're gonna lose out.
And meanwhile, for the battle for P6, GTS is back in the battle and is up to P6 and leading the group.
We also have a battle for P9 between Patrick, Kai, and Young. The last few positions will give you a slight amount of points. Kai really underperforming today. I don't think he is at his best at today. I always thought he could do slightly better than this. Maybe be in that P6 fight at least.
Yeah, not the best of races for Kai today.
Feel like JT, Enzo, and Equios could have been worthy of staying with the main pack, but of course JT had that controller issue. Enzo made a huge mistake on the final corner, and Equios corner cut it on lap 1, I believe, taking him out of contention. So I just wanted to point out, I feel pretty bad for those drivers. I really think they could have had the pace to keep up with the main pack. Same with Yoto, maybe.
Yeah, that's what happens at this type of track, of course. If you lose the slipstream, you're pretty much done for more positions. And you can only battle for where you are at the moment.
Oh,
as you can
Super
see.
Fast GT goes wide. It's gonna fall to the very back of the train. As Macho takes the lead from Mark Anthony with quite a big gap. Considering this type of racing as Mark goes wide, he drifts on entry.
Yeah, trying alternative lines here, as all
Oh,
5
Macho's
drivers try
reaching.
something else. Yeah.
By side. Through the back straightaway.
You
Into
see.
the hairpin. To the line. We're gonna have about 6 laps to go, I believe.
Yeah.
Mark retakes the lead from Yannington. Be crucial if you make a corner cut right here. You made it this far in the race. If you corner cut right here, you're gonna see it all go away. Is in a vision 1-2 again. As much a globe almost goes into the wall. It's gonna fall back to P5 for going very wide. As we now have 6 laps to go.
And a very interesting thing is that everyone in this race is still in a battle, as all the way to P13, everyone is in the slipstream of someone else. So that's very nice to see.
Yes, this has been a really entertaining race. So far, battles all throughout the track. Doesn't look like a car is alone on track. Everyone is probably busy with a battle right now, especially for the lead, as Mark still leads, but everyone's still behind him. So if Mark goofs even once on the last lap, that could be his race and hopes for the win over.
Yeah,
Oh, we have retirement of the
Kai is
race.
out.
Aqueos.
He did a mistake, and I think that's a rage quit for him. So everyone in this race will get points.
It's
Just
in,
getting
we're
just
getting
getting reports that it was an MGU S failure. So sad to see from him, and we will see him in the next race.
we'll see Iquios in 3 weeks time, or we race at
2023
Percanma.
in 2023.
Mark has built quite a big gap to Chugloba and the rest of the pack. If Mianington almost goes into the wall, 5 laps to go at the line, you cannot make a mistake right here.
It is very close also for P6 as Yoto now gets that position with Enzo quite far, 4/10 now to the banking. So he's gonna gain it back. Now coming to turn 2. As also Patekit and Young battery for P9. And the two pieces corner cars of Slick Byron and Professor Broxers battling for P11.
Go slightly wide, he's gonna lose the lead to Macho and Superfast GT.
Once again to the long banked corner
Milo.
as Milo goes wide to the entry. Let's see if he's gonna work out on the exit.
Looks like he's gonna stay with Mac. Macho
trying to break the slipstream, yeah. Goes to the
not gonna
wide
work.
line. Yeah, it's too close to break the slipstream here.
Oh, and I think
That's 5
Enzo
wide.
I think Enzo made a corner cut because now he's almost a second behind.
He's
Otto
5/10
and
behind
JT.
Yoto. He's 5/10,
Yeah.
so now 3/10, so all good for Enzo.
Gonna get that back with the slipstream.
Slight mistake by Superfast, but he stays there, not losing too much ground. Now to the last 2 corners. The leading group spreading out a bit at the moment, but no huge mistakes. Everyone in the slipstream of each other. As we are gonna cross the line to be 4 laps to go.
To go as Mark leads at the line. Here comes Macho with that slipstream. Same with Mianington. So Macho and Mianington, and maybe even Superfast GT, could be in the fight. Nice line by GT as he goes straight to the lead. It's all to play for Mark Anthony. He's been the fastest driver throughout this race. And if he corner cuts right now, it's going to be quite devastating and disappointing. It looks like Milo is falling out of the slipstream a little bit. We'll see if he'll lose the slipstream towards the end.
He's only half a second now to Superfast GT. So he's still very close as Enzo looks like he's staying at the back of the group made of JTS and Yoto. So he doesn't have the pace to be there battling for P6 at the moment where we see late in the race. As Young has taken the position on Patrick for P9. And Slick Byron and Professor Butters still battling very hard for P11.
As to the line, we now have 3 laps to go as Mianington and Macho almost going to the wall. Been race ending for them.
Why won't you adapt?
Looks like Milo is falling out of the slipstream, so unless if maybe he picks up the pace or someone corner cuts, it looks like his race for the win could be over.
Okay, it's now over 1 second from Fajri 1.1 crossing the first sector line. Let's see,
I think he made a
1.3.
mistake.
Yeah, he didn't really make a mistake, but he did turn to very slowly compared to the guys in front, of course. So let's see if he can gain back on the main straight, on the backstretch side.
He goes wide.
It will be devastating for Milo if he now at this part of the race loses that slipstream. He's 1.2 seconds behind. Will he be able to close it? He's only gained a tenth on this, 2 tenths on the back straight.
Gonna need someone to corner cut for it to happen. It's 1.1 now, 1.3. So yeah, he's gonna need someone to corner cut, especially Mark. If Mark does corner cut, he should be able to catch right back up.
Let's see the
Here comes
1.1.
Mianington. Mianington Breaks really late into that corner.
Milo goes off track. Ooh, he's now
Yep,
in
and that is
1.8
his-
seconds.
Slow and
I
slow.
think it's
1.5.
over for him.
Yeah.
That is his run for the win over.
1.6.
He's gonna
That
have
will
to settle
mean
in for.
P5. It is the best he will be able to get, probably.
As we're on the penultimate lap of the race. Mark with a really good exit off the corner. Macho and Mannington are really giving Envision a run for his money as Macho goes a little bit wide.
Yamamoto's now at 1.8, so you're definitely out of the slipstream. Unless something catastrophic happens to one of the top 4. Now as they go to the backstretch, everyone in the slipstream of each other. Let's see who is gonna lead now coming to the hairpin. Looks like it's gonna be Mark, who gets the slipstream from Inter.
Superflash
Who
GT
late
breaks
braking,
really
but he goes
late.
wide. Yeah. And
Mark
Mark takes
will.
the lead.
In that clear lead now.
Yeah, Milo
Mannington
2.2
second.
seconds.
It's of
Yeah,
course gonna
his
be
run's gonna be-
unfortunate for that one person who will not be on the podium, but it has to be one of these drivers. I'd say Mark might win it as he's showing a strong sector 3, just as Mannington. Well, just Mannington also has a really good last sector. Now
White
that I say that he
flag.
goes slightly wide. But earlier in this race, we saw that Super GT has quite the struggle with sector 3, as he goes wide a lot. So that might be him on the P4 position at the end.
Mark
see.
choked his win away last week on the final lap because of a quarter cut. And will that
Mark goes
happen
wide.
again?
He's gonna
Still
fall
very
back to
close.
P4.
Only 2 sectors left in this 26th lap race, as Macho is gonna take the lead. Coming into turn 5. Let's see, someone's gonna get it back to the hairpin, sorry, to the banking now. Macho taking mid-line, he's gonna go wide on the exit, of course. Very little grip at the moment on these very old R tires. As we go to the backstretch, Macho still leading the train, trying to break a bit of slipstream, going for a wider racing line. But here comes Mannington and the 2 Envision cars to the hairpin. Late on the brakes for everyone. Who's gonna get the better exit? Looks like it's gonna be Super GT, Mannington, and also Macho with a nice comeback on the acceleration.
It's
As
really
we now
close.
Still
only have
anyone's
one
game.
sector left.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Here we go, still
Here
very
comes
close.
Mark.
for wide.
Mannington looks to be in front at the moment. Mark with a
Oh, Mark!
Mark!
great
Macho
dive.
off a very good
Is he
line.
gonna be Mannington or Mark?
Ooh,
Oh,
Mannington is wide.
Hold on.
Mark Cornicuts!
Mark Cornigan!
Oh, corner
win.
It's gonna be a freeway.
Super fast GT. Who will it be? Who wins? Super fast GT and
With 0-0-0 on Macho.
Second. Macho comes home in second with Mannington in third.
Yoto
Mark Anthony's gonna
will
finish.
grab the P6 position. Enzo P7. JT P8. Young and Patrick both side by side. They're going to line. I think Patrick did overtake. Patrick did. He is P9. Young is P10. And let's look at the last podium position as Professor Blocks is now in the lead. They are on the back straight.
I think this is the battle of the entire race. For P11 between the 2 Beaster Squatcher drivers.
Ooh, Professor Buttons
Here
is
comes
wide.
Byron. Oh,
Side by side.
Here comes
again.
Byron. Let's go on
This
board
is
with
the-
them.
This is the best battle of this race.
To the chicane.
Oh man!
No, Professor Bloxers. He
Save
corner
Oh,
cuts.
God.
God.
As I said,
Byron is gonna get the huge advantage right now.
at least
Oh,
all of
okay.
them,
Professor Butters.
all of them will have points at the bare minimum.
I think Byron's gonna hang on.
Oh, it's
Byron-
wide.
Byron is
Oh,
wide.
God.
Professor
God.
Bloxers, Byron
Byron
takes
gets
P11 and
True.
Bloxers
What a
P12.
battle.
And that's
What a
the end of the race.
What
Wow.
a freaking battle.
What a battle. And now we go watch France versus England. Sue.
Muchas gracias, perdón, Sue.
But
He
there is
finishes
no
ninth.
more Sue in the FIFA World Cup as Morocco won.
L.
Alright, thank you all for watching. And we'll see you guys for the Asian race later today. Or tomorrow, I should say.